Hey guys, welcome back to Sow Love. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy spring. If you are in the southeast, more specifically zone 7B, like me, you had a couple nights of freezing temperatures. So if you didn't see my video on how I actually protected my garden and some of my seedlings, please do check that out. So I wanted to give you an update on how things did. Specifically back here in the garden, the things in the garage were fine because I definitely moved those inside. But the things that I left in the greenhouse, the things that were in the yard that I covered up, I wanted to give you an update. So I am out here in the greenhouse, and guys, check out my new hat. If you have big hair like me, this is perfect for you know, big hairstyles, not having to feel uncomfortable in your hat. It's very, very comfortable. So you'll see my new hat in a lot of my new videos. So I'm in the greenhouse and I wanted to give you a look around. I've already moved a few things out into, you know, the garden, like the potato plants that were here. I moved those out. So all these seedlings and things like that are fine. And actually one sprouted overnight. So that lets you know how, you know, warm the greenhouse is. A couple of other new babies, welcome to the fam, guys, did really good overnight as well. So the greenhouse did its job of protecting things. And if you saw my old video on how I actually I guess the initial tour of my greenhouse, you'll see that I replaced these shelves. Also the Jerusalem artichoke and the oca, those did fine as well. Actually, we'll move those back out. My daughter's fairy garden did good. It got a little, like, I think it rained the day before, and there are no holes in this. I didn't realize that, so I'm gonna actually put some holes in her fairy garden. But the plants did okay. So the trees did fine as well. So let's take a closer look on how some things are doing. So these were some lima beans, and you'll see those are fine. I didn't mean to cover the chard, but there's some beans scattered throughout this area. So those did fine. I actually unveiled this morning. These were like the zucchini and squash, and they were mounded up. Those did fine. I didn't cover the carrots because those are generally fine as well. I did cover some nasturtium, and you'll see some more zucchini there. So this nice layer of leaves did wonderfully. So if you don't collect or save leaves, definitely do that, because the ones you don't use, you know, it takes a little while for the creation of leaf mold, you know, but keep some leaves around in your yard regardless, because you never know when you might need them. Another good thing to use leaves for, I just started these new pots today, in these grow bags rather. I put about, I don't know, about 9 inches of leaves on the bottom of each of these, and then I topped them off with my soil mix, which is peat moss, cow manure, compost. There is some worm castings, there is some azomite rock minerals, there is some topsoil and soil conditioner. So that mix is on the top layer of these. So I sowed some carrots, some beets, rutabaga, onions in these bins. So I'll give you an update on those. But my point is, keep those leaves, you know, because you can use them for the bottom of your containers, and eventually this will all break down into really, really good soil. So here's the peony. I took the leaves off of that. You can see it's lost its shape a little bit, but it'll stretch back out and it'll be fine. And most importantly, it was protected. Like there's no frost damage there. I was pulling these back. These are the bachelor buttons. And these again will straighten out as well. Those did fine. And the zinnia. Hello zinnia, welcome back. It's time to come out. Who else talks to their garden? I know I'm not the only one. But you know, God's things did great. I didn't cover the strawberries at all just because, you know, they weren't loaded with berries. There are some berries on them, but you know, they're not loaded. So I figured they would be fine. The Forever Purple plant I actually took in the greenhouse last night, but the first night I actually forgot it and it actually did fine. So I probably could have left it out there. These are, some seeds that I planted over in here, and I can't find the label. There was something here. I can't remember what that was, but you'll see there's more zinnia back here, which those did fine as well. So what I'll do today is, or this weekend at some point, is come out and pull the mulch back, rebag the leaves, because I looked at the forecast. The next couple weeks look really good in terms of temperatures go. Tonight it's going into like 36, 37, which will, I think, be fine. The blueberries, I recorded a video of me unveiling one of the blueberries on my Instagram channel. So check that out to see me unveiling them. But as you can see, the blooms, the fruit is still there and protected. This is my artichoke plant, which got a little misshapen, but I believe we'll do fine. So we'll see. This one looks like it needs a little bit of fertilizer, just being under the leaves for 2 days, just to help it perk back up a little bit. So we'll fertilize the artichoke. And these were some zinnia seeds that I dropped just to kind of help with pollination for the blueberries, and you can see those are fine. My clematis. Hey Clem. See, Clem had a bloom on her, which is there, so I wanted to protect her just to make sure she would do all right. And looks like she did fine. Here. These were some seeds I dropped. The moonflower, I can't wait to see that. The moonflower did fine. My oxalis was looking bad before I covered it up. Help, y'all. I need some help for this oxalis. Give me some tips in the comments on growing this oxalis. Should I go ahead and pull it up and put it in a pot? That's where I'm leaning towards. So lettuce, I didn't worry about covering. This is a butterfly flower, which looks like did all right. So the state of the garden, guys, after the freezing temperatures is awesome. I'm very happy and very pleased with how things did. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I did cover this pot because I had some zinnia planted in here, some passion flowers, which looks like are doing just fine. So I switched from my rake just because I didn't want to damage anything, but things are doing great. Nasturtium was there, so I'll come out and clean that up a little bit more. My herb bed. So I was more concerned about the feverfew this first year, and the leaves are a little more tender, and the stevia, which this is the stevia plant right there, did just fine. This was fennel. Come on out, fennel. Fennel looks great. and just things need to, you know, straighten up a little bit from the weight of the leaves. But overall, you guys, I'm very, very pleased. I did plant some more potatoes today. I found some more potatoes in my cupboard inside that I had forgotten about. So I planted, it was 6 like petite red, white, and 6 white petites that were sprouting. So I went on and popped them in some soil. So these are the potatoes that were in the greenhouse. Anything that has green on it was in the greenhouse. So me and my son actually pulled these out. Those look great. Blackberry looks great. She was under a bucket. The raspberries were under buckets. Those did just fine. I did go ahead and cut down the blackberry just so that the new growth, you know, so that the plant can focus on the new growth that's coming in. So I didn't actually cover those with a bucket. I just kind of added a little bit of more mulch on top. My grapevine looks like she did okay. Her leaves and branches need to straighten out a little bit more. But overall, she looks really good. Welcome back, grape. And these things you've seen before. And I actually didn't worry about covering any of this over here, just because, you know, I figured they would be fine. And they are. Like the Linton Rose, she blooms in the cold weather. So she'll probably actually really love that. I think I need to raise this one. I feel like it's a little lower than the other ones. I don't remember planting it that deep though. So I might raise her up a little bit. So let's go check out the trees. All right, so this is the pomegranate. These were all under plastic bags and they look great. Mulberry, I didn't worry about covering her. The fig was under a plastic bag. Did fine. The nectarine tree. So the nectarine tree looks like it did well. A little bit of leaf damage in some areas, but overall, I mean, she's doing okay. This one didn't have any leaves on it yet. The peach tree, but it is budding. Same thing with the plum tree. It looks like a little bit of damage in some spaces, but overall, she's healthy as well. This is my pear tree, guys. I'm a little worried about my pear tree just in general because it seems like she should be budding, unless she's just going slower than the other ones. That looks like new growth there, but it's looked like this for a while now. So I'll be patient and just see how she does. I might come out and add a little bit more fertilizer. And this one has not budded at all yet either, but it looks like it's trying to. So I'll do a little more research on the plumcot and the Bartlett pear just to make sure I'm giving them what they need. So yeah, guys, the trees and the garden did really good. Let me show you the rhubarb out here. All right, so these were a couple more things that I did come out and cover. Sorry about the air conditioner noise, guys, or the heat noise, whatever that is. Looks like the leaves got blown off of this one, which I believe, see these labels? I hate these labels. I am gonna replace them all. I believe this was another feverfew plant. I might as well take that on out. Here's the rhubarb. I did come out and cover her a little bit. The rhubarb is looking really good, just in general. So I can't wait to experiment with some recipes. What's your favorite way to eat rhubarb? A lot of people have said pies and jellies. Tell me below if you have any good ideas for using your rhubarb. This was, I think, a snowball, Venimo snowball or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, a Vegmo snowball. So So looks like she did all right too. The lavender, I didn't cover it. I heard lavender is one that you just really kind of plant and leave alone. The cannas, I didn't really cover those, but looks like some leaves got blown her way, so she's doing fine. I have a dahlia coming up here, which I did cover. Maybe those leaves got blown away as well, but looks like the dahlia is doing just fine as well. So there's some new growth coming up. This is my first year growing dahlia, and I'm excited to have it in the garden. These were some bulbs I got from Dollar Tree, the gladiolus bulbs, which I really didn't have much hope for. They didn't look that great coming out the bag. So we'll see how the gladiolus does. Prayers, y'all, for the gladiolus. See if she can revive and do well in my garden. These are 2 terrariums, and I actually just did this one yesterday. I didn't record it, but doing this one got me really excited to try another one. So I did record this one, and it is live on my channel. So if you're curious to see how I did or put this terrarium together, check that video out. I'll be sure to link it below. But I did have this in the greenhouse. I just took it out today, and you can see it's doing just fine. I do want to find some plant stands for these two, just to elevate it and give it, you know, a little bit of height, take it off the ground. So I'll be on the lookout for some plant stands, and I'll update you when I find them. But you can see the seeds that I planted are coming up, and that happened through the frosty nights as well. So that greenhouse, guys, is helping things out. I planted some seeds in here, which right now I can't remember what I planted. I think it was, it was a wildflower mix in there. So we'll see how that does. And I'm fully expecting things to just kind of pop out the top of the jar. So we'll see how that goes. I'll give you an update on the terrarium as she continues to grow. All right, guys, well, that concludes today's video. That is our update of those 2 frosty nights we had here in Zone 7B. So hopefully you took some precautions wherever you are if you needed to, and hopefully you learned some tips. But happy gardening. I will see you in the next video. Please visit my Instagram at Sow Love Garden. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.